Hello, hello, my friends. How are you today? Welcome to another beautiful evening, full of excitement, full of gratitude, full of love, full of an amazing and an extraordinary journey. Thank you so much for being here today. I want to acknowledge your time. I want to acknowledge you for the next 10 minutes you're investing here some time with us, and I just want to acknowledge you and thank you once again for your support, for your encouragement, and for being here today. So with that being said, whether you're watching us on YouTube or whether you're watching us on our Facebook community page, welcome. My name is Jesus Perez and I am a wellness ambassador. I love, um, to share with you the gift of awareness. I love to give you the opportunity for you to know and to learn what's possible, and that's why I decided to create this gratitude journey once again and to bring it back to the comfort of your home. You see, I started this gratitude journey about 7 years ago. And back then, I had a different purpose and a different vision for my 23-day gratitude journey. But essentially, it starts on February 1st and it goes all the way to February 23rd, which is this Friday, by the way. And that's why you're seeing the guest list registration link is in the comments below, by the way. If you want to be part, if you want to be part of that virtual celebration and join me on Zoom, then go ahead and take a look at the guest list registration link right in the comments below. Add your comments. Go ahead, register yourself. This is a free event that is going to be hosted via Zoom. So there is a capacity, of course, of how many attendees can join us. And so make sure you're within the first few to register and join us on February 23rd at 3:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Don't worry about the different time zones because when you're going to Google and you say, "Hey, what time is it for me?" 3:30 Mountain Time, my time. It will tell you exactly the time it is, right? But essentially, Vancouver time would be 2:30 p.m., right? So it's pretty awesome how we're gonna be able to connect. And just for about an hour, we're gonna have an opportunity to connect, to celebrate, and of course, for those who are watching us here on YouTube or Facebook, yes, we're gonna be live streaming this as well. The idea behind having the Zoom call and having that virtual celebration is that in case you want to come into a one-on-one a virtual interaction, you have questions and you want to know more of what's going on, or you just simply want to come and celebrate with me my birthday, by all means, you are all welcome. And that's why there is this guest list registration link happening right here on the comments below. So just go ahead and register because you definitely want to know who's attending and we want to know who is making it to the guest list. But with that being said, my friends, today I have a message that I want to share with you, and the message I want to share with you today, it's about faith. I know this is not a spiritual message. No, this is not a religious message, but this message is about faith and the type of faith that I'm talking about. Well, what I'm talking about, as many of you know, my beautiful bride, Liz Perez, and she just giggles behind the scenes because she doesn't even know that I'm talking about her today. She just giggles. She's so cute, I love her. Because she's my guinea pig a lot of the time. I share a lot of things that we talk. Of course, with her approval, of course, right? Uh, as best as imply approval, I suppose. But you see, it's our journey. Okay, it's our journey. It's what we have been living together. It's what it is, really. So we want to make sure that what I'm sharing with you here, it's a situation that back in 2010, when I was working in the hospitality industry. You see, I was a server before. I worked in the restaurants and hotels for, wow, man, the very first time I got my very first job was in 1993, Christmas of 1993, when I got my very first job. Might have been 94, one of those 2 years, but it definitely was that because, I had to redo grade nine. I did so bad at during grade nine that I had to redo grade nine, and they expelled me From the second school I was attending grade 9, and then I ended up again on in a third school to do grade 9, to finish grade 9 for a second time. Anyway, so during that Christmas break, my mom sent me up to my uncle's up in the northern part of the country, and he was in the middle of opening his restaurant with his business partners. And he said to my mom, "You know what? Send him up. I'll straighten him up, and I'll send him back your way." Sure. So off I go during the Christmas holiday, and I go up to like, as you know, I said, to stay with my uncle and to help him and to learn from the best. My uncle received his training in Mexico City, and then his education, and then he went up to the States and he trained there and he worked there for a while, and eventually he came back down to Mexico, opened his own restaurant, and that's when I come into the picture, right? And behind me, you might see my beautiful Luna. She's just chilling there. She's just relaxing there. So you see her mixing between my chair and the pillows, but that's her. That's Luna, right there, right? And so as I get to start working with my uncle, that was in 93, 94, somewhere in there, right? And so he taught me a lot of really cool things about the industry and how to care for our guests. See? And at that point, that was the beginning stage when I became a maitre d' of service. I was not a maitre d' of service at the time, but that's where my career in the restaurant industry began. That's where I began to work in that industry. That's where I learned so many, many wonderful lessons from my uncle. And, fast forward to many years later, because that's where I want to get to. I don't want to tell you about my restaurant industry. I just wanted to tell you how far I've been working in the restaurant industry. So when you take a look at the bigger picture here, now we're in 2010. That's already several years later. I don't know, 17 years and counting or something. And by then, I'm already a seasoned worker. I have been around a few really good establishments, both in the cities that I was working at and living at, sorry. And so I had already really good knowledge. But you see, my friend, that became a problem for me, because having all this knowledge of the industry, winning tournaments, winning contests, and whatnot, all of that started going up to my head, and it became a problem for me. It became a problem because I became very arrogant, very cocky, and I was, and that started to attract other negative, disempowering concepts into my life. And from being arrogant and cocky and selfish, you see, and things are starting to add up. Next, I stopped caring, to the point that I was coming home drunk 4 or 5 nights out of 7, out of 6 with the working shifts. I'd be coming home drunk. So here's where fate comes into the picture. See, this story is not about me and getting drunk and getting home late and whatnot. This story is about my beautiful wife, my beautiful bride, my support system. Through thin and thick, we stand by each other. Through sickness and through health, thank you, we stand together. And I went through a time and a season that she was ready to call it quits. She was ready to drop the towel and walk away. You see, she was ready. She was already fed up with my behavior, with my sickness, with my alcoholism, with my drinking habits, with my drug habits, and she was just done. Because it's been one too many times. Oh, baby, you know what? I'm not going to drink. Last weekend was terrible. I'm not going to drink again. I promise. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know how many times she's heard that story before. Our kids at the time were 10 and 9 years old, and they were just, they had no much idea what was going on. They kind of started to notice some things, but, when I hit rock bottom on that day on April 30th of 2010, I felt so ashamed of myself. I felt so messed up. I felt so disappointed of myself. I fail my wife, I fail my kids, I fail myself, and I allow alcoholism to drag me down. And I was just like a heavy drinker, you know. I was a heavy drinker. The following weekday, which was a Monday, you know, a few days after the my my drunken fest of that weekend, and I laugh now because, well, now we laugh, we can laugh at it because we learned and we moved on, right? But earlier today, I was doing a kind of like a practice run. And I actually got emotional during that practice run this morning while I was rehearsing, and I was trying to, you know, remember and reminisce on some of those things, some of those details. But I decided that instead of posting that recorded segment that I wanted to share with you this evening, I decided to tell you instead here be a live video, because a live video is real, it's transparent, it's raw, it's authentic. You know, a polished video, well, it's a polished video. You already remove the arms or the technical issues or whatever, right? But a live video is a live video. There is transparency in the message, and that's why I enjoy going live, because it's like I'm like actually it's not like I am actually talking to my audiences across the globe. We have audiences and we have viewers in Southeast Asia, in Europe, in Africa, in South America, North America. You know, we have viewers across 47 countries, and we love it. We love you guys. Thank you, honestly, because being here in front of you, sharing this vulnerable moment of me falling down, of me hitting rock bottom, where my wife was ready to walk out. She was ready to move on. And that very same morning, her prayers were answered. That very same morning, God spoke to me and revealed to me how selfish I was being for the longest time, how ungrateful I had been for the longest time, how inconsiderate I was being for the longest time. My wife was waiting for that door knock in the middle of the night from the cops to tell her that I have hurt myself. She waited for that door knock for years, man. She knew that it was going to happen, that I was going to get hurt on the way home, because she knew what was I doing. But you know, God is good, and His mercy carries on forward forever. And He protected me every single day because she was praying for me. She was, God help him. God help us. And through thin and thick, she stood by my side. And she's been standing by my side through thin and thick, through sick and through health, through success and well, not so much success as well, right? Through victory and through defeats and through learning opportunities and through learning moments, she's been by my side. And I know we already talk about acknowledging and recognizing our caretakers and our support system, our spouses, or significant others before. I know I talk about that. But you know what? We don't talk enough about it. We don't acknowledge those who love us and support us enough. We have to make that habit. We have to get into the habit of acknowledging those around us who care for us, who love for us, who cheer on us. So I am here to encourage you today to be more proactive about expressing the gratitude and the love and the appreciation for those around you. I'm not saying you're not doing it, but like I said, is it enough what we do it? We should do it a lot more. We should really go out of our ways. And see, my wife wakes up every morning way before I do. She's up sometimes at 4:45 in the morning to get ready and to start work at 6 a.m. because that's when she works. And then I usually, wake up around 7:30, sometimes more like 8, 8:30 sometimes. But I want to make sure I sleep my 8.5 hours, right? And sometimes I bargain. When I'm leaving the pillow, I'm like, oh, it's too cozy, it's too warm, it's too cold outside. Okay, maybe 5 more minutes, right? But you see, I follow my day with a flow. I have that freedom and opportunity to go with the flow where after I have waken up, I come to see her, and it's so awesome to wake up and say, "Hey, babe, how you doing? Can I get you some coffee?" It's not an expectation; it's an offer, but it's also not an obligation. It's the desire, the desire, my friends, to give, the desires to pour yourself onto others. Because I like to believe that we are like vessels. And God uses our lives like vessels to reach out to you, to give you a message, to share with you a word of inspiration, a word of empowerment, a word of discernment, perhaps. That's what we have this in our heart. That's what we desire. That's what I desire. To give you that word of encouragement and to remind you that by taking care of us, we take care of others. So it is so important not to neglect our well-being. So important not to sweep it under the rug and I'll sleep it off and tomorrow that pain should go away after a good nap. No, if you having pain, it's because there is something your body's trying to tell you something. So take the time and listen to what your body's telling you. Take the time and listen to what's going on, because remember, my friends, and at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, my friends, we all are living through a mindful journey, through a mindful journey, and we want to take the time to really get to listen to what our body's telling us and take a proactive approach. And to conclude right here, I want to share one of the quick messages, one of the quick testimonials that we received from one of our amazing students. Her name is Marina, and she says, Jesus and his team are clearly dedicated to a mission of helping people truly live an extraordinary life. And they have the tools and format of presentation for it. And what is she talking about? She's just giving us a beautiful review from one of the programs that she attended between October and December called Living an Extraordinary Life. Here's another beautiful review. Through their personal approach, I have learned to embrace intentional living, recognizing the value of setting achievable goals, and learning the benefits of mindfulness practice. See, learning the benefits of mindfulness practice and making it part of our everyday life, making it part of our everyday routine is not a chore. It's a choice we make. You can choose to make it a chore, but that would be the wrong choice, my friends. Choose to make it part of your everyday. Choose to love yourself. Choose to take care of yourself every day. Because the more you take care of yourself, you are more equipped and more conditioned to take care of others. Woo, baby, baby. All right, all right. Let's close things up here, okay? But before we close things up, I want to give you the opportunity to learn more about that program that I was telling you about. Our upcoming program is called Living an Extraordinary Life, and this program is happening between May the 2nd and June 21st. That's basically every Friday for the following 8 weeks. We're going to be teaching and enjoying the time with you while we are learning how to live an extraordinary life. And guess what, my friends? Ooh, this is good. This is good stuff right here. Right now, we have the early access with a 70% discount until March 30th. 70% off until March 30th. So all you really have to do is go to our website and register. Same website where you have the opportunity to go put your name down to the guest list, extraordinarylife.ca. Exact same website, right? You go to the website and register for our upcoming program called Living an Extraordinary Life, happening between Friday, May 2nd and June 21st. An amazing, amazing opportunity to start practicing some of the learnings, some of the teachings that we have been sharing with you here for the last 20 days, where we have an opportunity to actually delve into 8 very specific topics. And during every single week, as we're dwelling into each specific topic, we have the whole week to explore the topic. And remember, my friends, all of the programs and all of the teachings that we share are self-managed programs. That means that you have to show up for yourself. That means you have to want to be there. You want to be part of this. You want to desire to live an extraordinary life. Because at the end of the day, if you don't want to do it, hey, I can't convince you. In fact, I don't desire to convince you. If you desire to get better and if you desire to live an extraordinary life and live in proactive approach, well, that's a personal choice, my friends. Like it is also a personal choice to show up or not to show up. That's simple. Easy peasy, right? Well, my friends, let's close here with some music. As in good tradition, you got any questions, drop it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 21, 21st. Yeah, 21. See you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.